Good afternoon. Well, good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome to another great game here in the Fort. On behalf of the American Premier Hockey League, the Summit City Distillers are proud to host the Iron City Forge in the playoffs, round one, game two. Well, last night was a game to remember with 11-0 victory over the Forge, where we saw Cody Hess pick up a hat trick, and he also picked up the game winner. And what a game that was. A lot of scoring. In the first period, we saw Byron Lomo pick up a goal, his first, everybody's first of the playoffs, and Cody Hess got his second in that first period. Ryan Madison and Trevor Thornton picks up some goals in the second period, and that was it. But in the third period, it just opened up. The line started tiring out for the Forge after they had taken a long trip from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and they just tired out as Ryan Madison picked up another goal. Cody Hess with his hat trick. Jensen Baer picked up one. Bryce Derschel, Chris Wallum, and Ethan Schlater rounded it out to finish it up for the Distillers, and what an effort it was. They put on a show last night. Last night in net, we saw the likes of Austin Mellon out of Calgary, Alberta, and he played well, and he just kept the game alive for the Distillers. So it's going to be an incredible game to watch here. We're probably going to see a different team out of the Forge. They've rested up. They sized up the effort last night. They watched that game at a certain point, and they're just learning what they need for today's effort. And they are out here ready to play as they get ready to get on the ice. So who's it going to be? How's it going to play out? Well, let's wait and see what the Distillers have on tap for us this afternoon, because when the Summit City Distillers are in town, it's hockey time in Fort Wayne. It is a beautiful 61 degrees here in the Fort, a little bit windy, the sun's in and out, and the high today will be 62. I'm hoping we'll surpass that. Low was 41 degrees, but I suspect it'll be heated up here as we get ready to see action here at the Parkview Sport Medicine Ice House. So it'll look pretty much similar to last night for the startup for the Iron City Forge. Starting in net will be number 35, Cody Silvas. And starting forward line, it will be Joe Coulter, number 7, number 23, Kurt Schmidt, and number 93, Benny Cunningham. On defense will be number 28, Dan Schmidt, and number 34, Corey Myers. And we see Iron City taking to the ice, starting for the Summit City Distillers. Starting in net, number 51, Luke Richardson. On defense, number 6, Trey Bruggerman, and number 17, Scott Valentek. On the forward line, center will be number 54, BJ Lomo, number 25, Bowie Slarks, and number 4, Ian Masonoff. And they have taken to the ice, and here they are leading the way. It'll be Luke Richardson. We'll see how he leads the way this afternoon. All right, we are getting ready for the playing of the national anthem. Wherever you are, please rise and remove your hats.
At this time, we ask that you rise as you are able and remove your head coverings for the playing of our national anthem.
we thank you for participating in the playing of the national anthem. We want to always, as we do every game, give thanks to those who are serving in the military, especially for the families who are left behind as they serve throughout this country. They are serving with them. For those who are our veterans, always say thank you. And to those who paid the ultimate price, the sacrifice for this great country, please always remember them and never forget. We are proud to be Americans. That's one thing true, and the other is the military is strong to keep us in our freedoms. Always remember. All right, we are ready for action here. 20 minutes on the ticker, fresh sheet of ice, ready for puck drop, and here we go. On the drop, it's a battle still. Now it's going to be picked up by the Distillers going in strong. Carrying it in, Slarks with it here. Takes a hit in the corner. Still working on it. Hit off the play with Mason off. With a penalty coming. And it is now touched up here in the first penalty of the game comes against the Iron City Forge. And we see in the box, number 23, Kurt Schmidt, the captain. And I believe he's on a hold. And that coming in at 24 seconds of the first period, so face-off will be on this glove side of Cody Silvas. On the drop, it's going to be picked up. And it's a goal! Summit City scores off the face-off. Kind of threw everybody off, but sticks met. The puck just lopped over high, over Silvas. And we see Josh Kucharski pick up the first goal. And that comes in only about 4 seconds past the penalty. So at 28 seconds of the first period, Summit City Distillers find themselves up early. On the drop, it's going to be picked up. Phil Bushbacher drops it back over to Gratz. Now over to Trevis. Trevis with it here. Trevis carries in, goes across over to Steele. Steele with it here. Feeds it over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher trying to get to the slow-mo, but it just goes out wide. Hess could, took a bounce off the stanchion there, picked up Steele. Steele draws it back with a look and a shot. Out it comes and cleared out by the Forge just to get rid of it, and they'll pick up an icing here.
Number 23, Kurt Schmidt, 2 minutes to 40. The time of that call was 24 seconds. Followed almost immediately by the Distillers down an energy power goal. Number 16, Joshua Kucharski. Assistant
All right.
47, Phil Bushbacher. Time of that goal was
On the drop's going to be picked up by the Forge. Got caught in the official's skate there. The puck's going to be kept in the zone by Trevis. He's working here. Over to Bear. The puck's poked out of play, and here they go. Down the ice. It's going to be Keller with a shot, and he finds the glove of Luke Richardson. On a spoiled play there, created a chance. So the Forge trying to pick up something there. Mike Keller getting an opportunity. Now we see face-off stick side of Luke Richardson in the Summit City zone. On the face-off, it's going to be picked up. The Schmidt tried to feed it through, but an easy pickup by the Distillers. Down ice it goes. Picked up by Forge. They go to launch it down. Another break here. Cunningham this time. He goes up against Wallem. Spins out, has the puck, tries to shoot, but it's blocked, and it's stopped by Drews. Picked up Dershel. Dershel in the corner. Cunningham is trying to dig it out here. Now the puck's come out loose. Schmidt with it, but he loses it. Dan Schmidt trying to hold on. Myers puts body on Bear, gets rid of the stick. Coulter picks up the puck in the zone. Now the puck's going to be cleared out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Drews. Off the boards will be pushed up by Masonoff. Head picks up, clears it out, but it's going to be Brock Drews that gathers it up in the Summit City zone. Trying to get the pass there. It was broken up, intercepted. Cunningham gives a pass wide to Keller, and now it's going to be picked up Dershow, and he lops it out. It's going to be picked up by Forge, dumped in on a delayed offside. Gives a chance for Drews to pick up, but he's got Keller coming up strong. Now the puck's picked up by Slarks. Here he goes. Feeds it over to Lomo. Lomo with it here. Lomo working, gets it kicked away. Picked up by Ford, takes a bounce. Now it's up front. Masonoff trying to pick it up on the backhand. Takes a shot across the bow, no doing. And it was out of play. All right, just outside of the attacking zone, face off. Keller versus Munger. It's going to be picked up. Kucharski picks up. Hangs on to it. Puts it back into the corner. Thornton picks up with a shot just off the stick there with Kucharski. Try on the clear here. It's going to be kept in by Bruggeman. Kucharski on a shot, and it's sticked up into the safety netting. And we'll hit the reset here and try it again. On the drop, picked up with a shot early. Munger won the face-off over to Thornton, and he tried to pop it in there, but it was shut down as Silvas has come alive after he gave up that one earlier at 28 seconds. Battle of the captains here. It is loose, going to be picked up by Munger. Feeds it again, broken up into the feet of Coulter. They're working to get it out. It does sip out. Now it's going to be picked up and lopped back in. And from Justin Diener, picked up Schmidt, Dan Schmidt, feeds it to Coulter. Coulter looking, goes bench side to Cunningham. Cunningham with it here on the backhand pass, gets it out, and Schmidt's going to get down. Kurt Schmidt gets down there, but Diener gets back in time. Bruggeman played it up at least to get it to Kucharski. Now he's working, lays a hit on Cunningham, but he couldn't put him down. Kurt Schmidt feeding it. It's going to be kept in by Dan Schmidt. Goes across over to Coulter with a shot. Goes over the net. Diener working it here. Cunningham with the puck behind, but it's going to be poked up, but it's going to be played by the Forge, and they're going to look and feed. It's the Schmidt boys, and it goes wide. Coulter on the keep. He's got a stick in play here. Thornton picks up here. Thornton gets it up. Over to Steele. Steele takes the shots, blockered up into the safety netting. Just going through the changes with the Distillers there, so that'll get them all set and play in the face-off here in the attacking zone. Off the drop, it's going to be picked up by the Forge. They lop it over, but Gratz with the long reach spoils it, gives chance for Hess to get underneath of it. He's got Knoblich all over him, picked up by Trebas, gets the feed over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher sees Hess going in the slot, feeding across over to Steele. Steele with a shot! Tried to pick the corner, was high off the glass. It's still going to be kept in by Trebas. Darren Trebas has Keller all over him, goes across, now into the corner it goes. Steele will pick it up. Gives it to Hess, it goes up front, and it's turned over by Forge. He couldn't get it out. Gratz tried to feed it, but it hit a shin pad. Trebas with it here. Trebas has got an opening, so he's going to take the shot, and he scores! Hess tying up the crease there, put on a screen, and there was a lane open, and it was put in by the D-man number 5. Darren Trebas from Noblesville, Indiana, finds himself on the score sheet here in Fort Wayne. Face-off, center ice. Bear gets underneath, gives a chance to Distillers to pick it up, and it is by Wallum. Chris Wallem here with it. He gets it almost taken away by Myers. He's got to come back and play it. It's D picked up as Derschel, that is. Derschel out of the green light. Here he goes. Trying to get through Schmidt. Kurt Schmidt. Now it's picked up and played off the hands of Head. Turned back over. On the reach, can't connect. And clearing it out of harm's way would be Myers. Drew's back behind goal line in the defensive zone. Feeds it over to Derschel. Derschel's looking up. And he connects to Wallem. And just goes offside as Wallem had to grab it. All right, so it was actually Heston would pick that goal up. Fired from Trevis and from Gratz. And we'll keep an eye on and see if that stays accurate on the score sheet there. The puck rides the rails on the dump in there from face-off just outside of the attacking zone. Ford's in control with it here. Keller just gets rid of it, and it does work. Feeds it Stevenson over to Dixon. Stevens. And he was coming up to pick up the puck. Puck there was in the slot. Battling now. Keller putting a hit on, trying to get it out. Derschel there feeds it up to Bear. Bear uses the boards, gets the pass to himself as he gets around Dixon. Here he goes. Bear with it now. Bear goes across. Puck spoiled. Picked up Derschel. He goes ahead and tries to feed it. Goes wide, but in control. Keller picks up. Goes through Bear. Puck's now. It takes a bounce out on a delayed offside as Drew's picked it up. Now Ford's working on trying to leg this one out, and here they go. Keller leaves it for Dixon. Here comes Dixon. Dixon may drop, and he does. Dixon gets it back from Keller. Keller was going to be tied up by Masonoff. Lomo tries to push it out. Now it's going to be picked up Masonoff on a freebie. And he feeds it up to Slarks. Here comes Slarks in. Slarks feeding right to the stick of Masonoff. Goes in and out. Picked up Lomo. Now in the corner. Now it's Forge as they got underneath the puck there. Lomo gets it back, playing the blue line. Up high, taking a look over to Masonoff. Masonoff's got some room, but he's got pressure. He drops it back to Valentek with a shot, and it was blocked. Comes off the boards, picked up Slark. It goes up front. On the forced pass, it's going to be Valentek that will come after this, and he does slow it down and gather it up. Throws it back. Now it's going to be picked up by Diener. Justin Diener carrying it in. Kurt Schmidt getting underneath of it. Forces him to throw the pass over to Lomo. Puck's going to be turned over Forge, trying to work it out. Diener goes off. Now they work. Myers will try to pick this up, but just coming straight off the bench is Kucharski, and he fans on the pass there. Gives Myers a chance here to feed it over to Schmidt with a shot, and it goes wide. Trying to work on it here. I believe Knoblich with it now. Throws it back into the corner. It's going to be picked up Myers. He's double teamed. Valentik in there working on it, trying to get it pushed, and he gives Meyer out of the way, and Lomo picks up the free puck. Feeding it around. Gets picked up by Slark. He's double teamed here. He's got Myers and Knoblich right here, but he gets through. Slark's coming in. Drops it back, but couldn't connect to Munger. Just split the D, and it came back, and it was picked up. And Trevis, here comes Gratz. Gratz green lights in. Munger takes his spot, and he had an opening, but a good goaltending there by Silvis. Shut down the play. Forge put it out into the neutral zone, and it's picked up by Trevis. Trevis with it here. Gets it in. Turned over, picked up Forge. Keller picks up a pass here, takes a hit. The puck's loose, and it's a race back. Keller's trying to beat it back, but Trevis has had the momentum as Keller couldn't get around Gratz. Trevis looks on the pass, just out of the reach of Munger, but he's going to leg it out, and a no ice as it gets back. The Lozier there with Kucharski, but the pass connected. Keller let it go through. Knoblich with it here. Knoblich's got an open lane, takes a shot, goes high, off the glass. Sips out, picked up Kucharski, feeds it over. Now it's going to be in the hands of Munger. Munger with a look, takes a shot, and it's held on by Silvis. Just about the halfway mark, 10:31 remaining here in the first period. 2-0 so far by the Summit City Distillers. Face-off will be in the Forge's defensive zone, glove side of Cody Silvis. Kurt Schmidt against Phil Bushbacher, won by the Forge, but it's in the feet of Myers. He feeds it back into the corner. Dan Schmidt trying to get it out, but it's going to be turned over to Bushbacher. Hess will pick up there as he had getting tied up with the sticks. Hess trying to pick it up here. Myers with it here. He's going to push it up, and here they come now. Here comes Iron City up with Cunningham. Cunningham with a windup takes a shot. It's a pad save into the corner. Now it's picked up by Drews. Drews feeds it up off the glass. Picked up Hess. Cody Hess here with it now. Feeds it back to Bushbacher, and he scores! Phil Bushbacher comes back to the fort here. Shows us his goal-scoring ways. So what an effort put on by the Summit City Distillers. They find themselves up here again, 3-0 so far. That goal coming in at 9 minutes and 9 seconds, or 10 minutes and 9 seconds of the first period. Face-off center ice picked up by Cody Hess, and they will keep trying to do this some more with this line. Hess takes a look over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher tries to throw it back. He does in the slot. Hess picks up, but it's off the pads, pushed on the boards, right near the Iron City bench. Phil Bushbacher picks it up. He drops it back to Brock Drews. Puck's loose, going to be picked up Iron City, and they put it out into the neutral. And here is a chance for Keller to get through, but Brock Drews playing good D. Chops it out into the neutral. Picked up Bushbacher. Cannot get it in on the defensive effort by Iron City. Picked up Bryce Derschel. Derschel with it here. And now back head's going to come into the behind the goal line. Throw it around. Stevens will go in. It's going to be cleared out, and it's a race down the ice, and an icing against Iron City. All right, 8:58 remaining here in the first period. Summit City up 3-0 so far. The face-off will be stick side of Cody Silvas in the Iron City Forge defensive zone. On the drop here, it's still for the taking. Distillers with it. Valentek on the feeder. Off the boards. Wallum there, getting tied up with Head. Head throws it into the corner. Ford will go after it. Trying to keep it in is Perry as he was working there. Valentek comes back. Valentek feeds it on the boards. Turned over. Gathered by Cunningham. Cunningham coming in. Bear plays him, takes him off the stick, or off the puck with the stick check. Now it's going to be picked up Perry. Perry's pushed by Cunningham. It's back into the neutral zone. Bruggeman feeds it in. And they blow the play dead on a hand pass, and we'll see a face-off here with 8:20. Just outside of the attacking zone. And they go center ice. All right. Lomo versus Schmidt. Kurt. Delosier there, working to keep it from going in. It has not gone in yet. Good effort by Forge, and Schmidt comes out with it. Here comes Kurt Schmidt, but he runs into two Distillers here. Gratz, the D-man, feeds it over to Lomo. Lomo gets it over to Perry. Perry working to go in. Lomo gathers it up here. Lomo on the backhand pass, goes to Gratz. Gratz with a shot in and out of the pads. Forge tried to clear. Grabbed out of the air was Lomo, right in front of the bench of Iron City. Feeds over to Slark. Slark's with it now. Slark's in the corner trying to change up against Delosier. Delosier may come out with it. It's triple teamed on D. Shut down any pass that was going on, so it worked for Iron City because they have the puck. Cunningham with it here. Benny Cunningham goes through the stick of Lomo. Over to Gratz. Gratz connects. Gives it over to Slarks. Slark's with it here. Trying to make room. Coulter shuts him down. Still with the puck, though. Feeds over to Masonoff. Masonoff trying to fire it in. Hits the side of the net, and an easy stop for Silvas as he covers the puck there with 7:19. 3-0. Summit City and the Iron City Forge are sizing it up here, and they've had some good efforts here, seeing a different goaltender from last night on the Summit City side, and they're going to try to see if they can take advantage of that. Off the face-off, Thornton picked up again on an attempt. Dursel's trying to leg this out. Knobloch picks it up, puts it into the corner. Keller go after it, but Drew's got there first. Thornton on the pickup here, off the boards. Here they go. Munger with the puck now. He's going. He's got Kucharski with him. Munger comes through. Munger feeds Kucharski, but it is broken up. Played out by Dan Schmidt. Picked up by Keller. Keller gets pushed into the boards. The puck is sitting there for the taking in the corner. In comes Munger trying to get it out. And it does come back to Drews. Drews with it here. Drews goes across over to Dursel. Dursel goes ahead and takes a shot, and it's stopped by Dan Schmidt. And it's lopped down into the neutral, picked up by Drews. Drews feeding it. It's going to be turned over Knobloch. Knobloch's going to come in now. He's got Dursel on him. Just feeds the corner. Keller picks up. Keller takes the hit, trying to hang on to the puck, but he's double teamed. Drews gets it now. Looking. Bringing it all the way up the ice still with the puck there as Ford lays off with a shot, and it's held on by Silvas. Drews goes in for in there and trying to find the hole there with 6:10 remaining. Face off in the Ford zone, stick side of Silvas. Bill Bushbacher going up against Kurt Schmidt. On the drop, it's going to be picked up early, but it's blocked. Ford stops at an attempt there from Steele. They've been winning the face-offs there and firing early. Bushbacher feeding it over to Hess. Hess with it now, tries to pop it in, or shove it in there, but Steele had a piece of it, but it came out. Picked up. Kurt Schmidt going in. Gets met by Diener, but comes out with the puck, gets the pass to Cunningham. Cunningham gives it right back. Myers with it here. He gets hit off the play and taking a look, trying to pop one in on a shot. Holding the pipes was Richardson. And a shoulder save there. The puck comes all the way down. Picked up Bushbacher. Phil with a shot. On a save there from Silvas off the pads. Played and comes out as the Fords get it out of the zone. Ruggeman picks up. He's got Myers right behind him, right in front of the bench, changing for Iron City, and they let him have it. Ford's now working. One coming up the ice was Dixon. Meanwhile, the puck's still pressured back into the Ford zone. Going to be turned over. Hess on the backhand, and it's spoiled by on a shot there. Well, it's playable as it rolled up over Silvas. Bushbacher picks up on the rebound there, or on the pass from off the rebound. And Silvas stopping some good ones here. Oh, up front again on a clinker. Ford picks up the puck here. Down it goes as Coulter gets rid of it, and it'll go for a non-ice as it does go all the way down, but it slows down. Chance for Gratz to pick up. Gratz connects to Hess. Hess with it here. Hess throws up to Steele. Steele's legging it up to pick up. He has it now. He looks, sees Bushbacher, but he is broken up on the play as he is tied up. And everybody's in the corner. Hess comes out with it. Hess with the shot. I think off the shoulder or a blocker goes up in the safety netting. And we'll hit the reset button on the play there with 4:19 remaining here in the first period. 3-0 so far, the Distillers. All right, face off. On the puck drop, it's going to be picked up Forwards. They picked this one up early here on the feed here. Knobloch dumps it in the zone as he picked it up from Keller. Keller comes in. Almost gets a piece of it up against Trevis, but Trevis gets it out, but, well, not so fast. It's going to be kept in on the hit there, though. Now it's picked up Perry. Perry with it here. Perry trying to go in. Stopped by Dan Schmidt. Rides up off the glass. Trevis here. Takes a hit from Keller, but he still has the puck. Goes over to Gratz. Gratz with a look. Gratz feeding it on a backdoor pass. Got broken up. Picked up now. Ford's going to get rid of it, but it's connected by the Distillers in the neutral zone. Picked up Bear from Trevis. Bear with it here. Bear puts it on, well, at least in the corner. And it worked. Well, almost worked here. Dan Schmidt gets a hold of it. On a stretch pass down, Keller's going to pick this one up, maybe, as Richardson comes all the way out, but better get back in the spot because it was kept in. Gratz now gets the loose puck behind. And here comes Bear. Jensen Bear coming in. He's got Mason off in the circle. Bear's going to take a hit, comes out with the puck though from the hit from Keller. Silvis there was down low, and he hopped up on the stop there from the attempt off the glass. Myers can't get to it in time. Drews will pick it up as the pass there, I believe, from Keller, and he's going to the bench. Drews feeds bench side, connects over to Derschel. Derschel's trying to get through Cunningham, and it's up front. It's turned over, and here's some room. 3-on-2 developing here for the Forge. They give the pass over to Myers. Here's Myers looking. Feeds it up front, and ends up being a shot sticked up into the safety netting from Luke Richardson there. And we'll see a face-off in the Summit City zone here with 2:38 remaining here in the first period. Lomo versus Schmidt. Comes back to Cunningham. Cunningham tries to feed, but goes off a skate. Drew's trying to clear it out. Head comes up, but it is going to be Cunningham on the keep. Myers feeds it back. It's going to be Derschel grabs it now. Derschel feeding over to Masonoff. Goes to the stick of Lomo. Lomo connects, and here we go with a shot. Slarks off. A good save there by Silvis. Picks up the rebound as it rounded out of the corner. And a blocked here. Slarks hanging on to it this time. Taking a shot. Uses the other pad, puts it in the corner. Schmidt with it, trying to get it out. Derschel gathers it up. The pass intended to Cunningham was spoiled. And here comes Bryce Derschel. Oh, he's got the slot with a look, but it's broken up on the defensive stick, I believe, of Head, at least one of them. The pucks are going to bounce over to Munger. Munger with a snapper. Got blocked and sailed out. And now an icing coming against Iron City, unless it dies here, and it does. It runs out of steam, and it's picked up by Drews right in front of the goal line. Drews feeds it over to Munger, over to Derschel. Derschel going in, Keller trying to stop it. Picked up Munger, Munger with a look, taking a shot! And the puck's loose and then covered as Munger on that shot there came in to try to pick up the loose puck. And boy, about got it. Silva says, I'm tired of letting him in. So he worked extra hard on that stoppage there. With 1:25 remaining here in the third, face-off glove side of Cody Silvis. We see Keller versus Munger on the drop here, and he wins it with a quick shot again. Thornton trying to feed it there, but it was blocked. It's going to be picked up and fed by Kucharski. Thornton will pick up. Goes up front. Munger will let it go. Diener picks up. Feeds on a bouncer. Is Thornton almost there? Munger picks it up. Trying to feed it, and he does. And it's loose, looking for it. Finally covered. Silvis felt like he had it. Munger had picked up in the quarterback spot and just slid it across the crease there, and I believe that was Thornton to try to pop it in, and Silvis was searching for it. Just under a minute here in the first period, 3-0 here. Face off in the Forge zone. Picked up by Valentek. Valentek on the shot block. Picked up. Munger trying to get it going here. Kept in, fed back, goes through the stick of Munger, goes almost on target, on the clear. It's going to be kept. Oh, and now it's a race as Knobloch is going down the ice, taking a look, taking a shot. Oh, he clinks the pipes there, and it just comes out wide. And another effort, it's a slow-mo. Knobloch trying to pick up, but the net is off, or at least it got hopped. Two good effort here put on by the Forge, and they like under the minute mark. And it's going to be picked up by Valentek here. Leaves it go. Picked up Hess. We got about 15 seconds of regulation now. And it is going to be turned over. Knobloch has been, he's come alive here on some spoiling, but Hess takes the shot. He clinks the pipe as well. And the iron is good for the goaltenders for both sides. The puck burps out into the neutral, back into the Summit City zone, and that'll do it for the first period, and what a doozy it was. We saw Iron City coming alive, so we might see that coming into the second period as they found some ways to make it happen. But nonetheless, it is 3-0 here at the end of the first period. We'll be right back with some highlights here, and we'll bring you the second period when we come back. So we will see you on the other end, so stick around. We'll be right back. All right, here we are back, waiting on the officials to get to the ice. All right, here we are. 20 minutes on the clock. Fresh sheet of ice. And they are putting the moorings into the net right now. 24-7 on the shots. And scoring we saw earlier. First goal put on by number 16, Josh Kucharski. And he had some help from Phil Bushbacher. Second goal was Cody Hess. He had some help there from Trebas as well as Gratz. Third goal scored by Bushbacher, Hess, and Drews. Puck drops, going to be Forge, picks it up here. Coulter with it, feeds it back around. Picked up, Dan Schmidt feeds it up. Trebas goes back to pick it up. Feeds it on a touch up here. Trebas has it. Bear will gather it up here. Bear gives it over to Gratz, had some pressure, had to feed it out into the neutral zone. Gratz with it here. Waiting on Steele to pop out, and he does. Gratz is coming in the slot here with a look. And it's broken up by Schmidt and shut down by Silvis. All right, face off here in the attacking zone here. Going to be glove side of Cody Silvis. Munger on the drop, feeds it back. Gratz takes a look over to Thornton. Thornton with it here. Thornton hanging on. Has it, gets it caught into the official, tied up in the corner. It's pushed up, and it's a race now. It's going to be Knobloch. Had a good end of that first period. He finds himself with a puck, trying to feed it up. Richardson pops it out as Keller was in the paint with the puck. Thornton with it here. See some pressure from Keller. Couldn't connect it to Gratz. The puck's going to be cleared out by Trebas. Picked up by Ford. Knobloch got a piece of it, couldn't hang on to it. Gratz is with it now. Gets it through Keller. Off the boards, it's played by Trebas. Trebas with it, back to Gratz. Gratz now trying to get it going here. Got met by Keller, but the pass's intent was to Thornton, and he took a shot, but it was blocked. Into the safety netting. Delosier on the block shot there. Face off in the offensive zone here. Phil Bushbacher up against Kurt Schmidt. Stick side of Silvis on the drop, and it is going to be picked up by Drews. On a backhand pass over to Steele. Steele goes across, connects with Derschel. Derschel with a shot. Popped up, grabbed out of the air. And another on the rebound there, well, it was picked up. Hess tried to fire it in off the pads. Kept in by Steele. Now by Derschel. Derschel feeding it over into the corner. Bushbacher picks up. He's double teamed here. Gets the pass off up front. Hess from Steele couldn't get it off there because it was tied up by Dan Schmidt. Back Steele over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher coming all the way trying to shove it in, and he does! Phil Bushbacher scores! Finds Silvis going down, looking for a shot up front on a pass, and may have developed, but Bushbacher had the patience there and found the opening of the pipes when Silvis in the seated position there, and he popped one in there. It's a good effort by Phil Bushbacher to look for it there. Picks up his second of the game, second of the playoffs. That coming in at 2 minutes and 2 seconds of the second period. Face-off won by the Distillers. Over to Perry. Perry now, Wallop going all the way in. On a pass, and he tries to top it in. Just goes high, and it's going to be picked up by the Forge as they try to get it out of the zone. Picked up by Iron City now. Here they are with it. Go off the boards, picked up by Drews. Drews with it here. Drews has got a lane. Gets the pass up front, trying to connect to Wallem, but they were both stick met, or he was stick met by the D of the Forge. Kurt Schmidt lost the puck for a second, gathered it back up, connected to Cunningham. Cunningham sees Ford up there, but the Drews kind of slowed down the pass there. Now it's picked up by Bear. Bear's trying to get through Myers, gives it over to Drews. Drews stretches down ice, connects to Perry, but it's turned over. But Wallem picks up the dump. Wallem goes across and connects to Derschel, and it ends up into the hands of Perry. Perry goes out one time there to Drews. He ends up slowing it down, and here goes Cunningham and picks up the puck. But it is Perry who comes back. Shows the defensive effort here. Over to Drews. Goes in and out of the stick. Masonoff's going to chase down Coulter, but it's going to be picked up by Dan Schmidt. Lomo gets the intercept there. Not once, but twice. Gets a pass behind Masonoff. Masonoff picks up, throws it in the corner, and around it goes. And Drews is going to try to beat it in there. And it's going to be picked up into the neutral. Couldn't keep it in there. It was the effort of Perry. It's put back in, and a change for the Distillers as Dan Schmidt has the puck now. Launches it down ice, connects to Dixon, but Diener had read the play and came all the way back and stole the puck. Diener feeds over to Masonoff. Masonoff with it here. Tries to pass it to Lomo, goes just underneath. On a pass here, kind of died there from Diener and gets a chance here for Keller, and he's going to try to wrap it in. Cannot get it in. Up front, and the Forge will pick it up into the hands of Coulter. Oh, and he kind of miscues, and here's a chance for Slarks to get in there. Gets rid of the stick there of his guy, but he's gathered it back up. And the Forge get it out. Dixon picks up here. Dixon all alone with a shot high in the glove and played by Richardson. Richardson handing it from the knee position. Kept in by Ford. Ford with a shot. Oh, and Keller almost picked up there off the rebound. Still kept into the Summit City zone. Diener trying to clear it out. Masonoff getting under the stick there of Knobloch. Now it's going to be Lomo. Just pushes it out. Picked up by Slarks. Masonoff coming in. The pass comes into the corner. Masonoff trying to pick it up, and here's Ford with it now. Off the change of the bench with Dan Schmidt. He does pick up the puck. Or Kurt Schmidt. Kurt Schmidt with it here with a shot in the glove, and it's held on this time by Luke Richardson. Shuts down the effort of the Iron City Forge. Face-off will be in the defensive zone here. 14:45 remaining here in the second period. With the one goal scored by Buschbacher here. Makes it 4-0. Face-off's going to be Richardson's glove side. Face-off of the captains. Spencer Munger up against Kurt Schmidt, and it gets up in front. Still in control by the Forge. Now the puck's dropped into the corner with a shot, and it's blocked. And it's set for the taking. Richardson comes over and protects the other pipe. Head's going to go on a one-timer. Misfire, couldn't get a lot on it. The puck's going to be up to Thornton. Thornton trying to get through the D. Broken up. It's going to be picked up. Kucharski. Now Cunningham with it. Cunningham on the pass, and he connects. It's put in by Myers. Trebas on the pickup here. Off the boards. Played to Kucharski, feeds it over to Munger. Here comes Munger now. Munger's coming in. Munger goes down, but he feeds it across. He just blew out a tire there, and he had some room. Kucharski on the keep. Kucharski gets pushed off the play, leaves it loose. Cunningham with it, trying to get it out. And it's kept in by Gratz. And they say offsides. Scooting up the ice was Ryan Dixon. He was hoping to pick up the puck there on a pass if the Forge could have got it. He would have had some room to make a chance for the Forge there. Dixon versus Buschbacher. The puck still sitting for the taking. It's going to be picked up Iron City. They poke it out as it got into the zone. Buschbacher gathers it up. Here he is with it now. Going in on a backhand, feeds the slot high with a shot, and a save on Silva's put on by Trebas. Hess puts it back into the corner, picked up Steele. Steele with it here. Steele trying to get it going. Coulter takes it away. And it's still a battle behind the goal line here. Forge with it here. Trevis trying to keep it in. And it's popped over his head. Knobloch coming down to try to spoil it. Gratz with it here. Gratz has got Knobloch all over him. Gratz puts on the brakes and leaves the puck for himself here. And he feeds it over to Steele. Steele looking up ice. Connects to Hess. Hess with it here. Here comes Hess. Steele going far side. Picked up Keller. Poked in by Gratz. Picked up Bushbacher. Feeds the corner. And now it's Steele with it. Throws it behind. Gratz comes in to get a hold of it, but Ford's still working on it. They have possession here, and they're just trying to skate it out of the zone. Picked up by Bushbacher into the neutral. Bushbacher tried a soft pass over to Hess, turned over, and here comes Keller. Keller's gonna come all the way in with a shot, and he clinks the pipes. On a rebound, went off his skate and went behind. Almost put it back on target. Hess working with it here. He's got Knobloch all over him. Hess leaves him right in front of the crease here. And here comes Hess. Hess looking, feeds it over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher's got Drews going in. Drews picks up, trying to put it in, picked up the rebound when it went behind. Now picked up by Forge. It's a 3-on-1.5 until Steele can get back. Fill in the D spot. Schmidt in the. Oh, and he scores! He took a shot and rolled off the pads and went opposite corner and just sipped in before Richardson could see it. And Kurt Schmidt got the goose egg off the board. And they cut the lead down to 1/4. So Iron City finds finally the back of the net. That coming in at 8 minutes and 31 seconds of the second period. Center ice puck drop. It's going to be picked up by Iron City. Cunningham with it here. Cunningham takes a shot. It's wide. On a rebound, goes behind. And could not hang on to it, and it's going to be a race back for Head to try to pick it up. And Perry coming all the way back, and he does pick up the puck, but he's pushed off the play by Head. Sitting there now, tied up now behind the goal line, and it is now picked up by Bear. Bear with it here. Bear feeds back to Valentek. Valentek with it here. Valentek taking a look, trying to feed it. Cunningham comes up. Valentek picks up, feeds it off the boards, just gets it out into the neutral zone. It's going to be picked up by Ford. He goes across the head. Head can't hang on to it, so it's going to be picked up by Wallem. Wallem passes over to Perry. Perry trying to come in to answer that goal. Takes a look, trying to feed the corner there. Gets a glass instead and trying to lop it out. Bear on the keep. It's tied up, and it's going to be pushed out into the neutral zone. Perry puts it in on the delayed off. Wallem comes out now. He is back in action here. Picked up Myers, turns it over. Diener with it here. Diener feeds, connects to Bear. Bear's a little tied up here, but he drops it to Wallem. Wallem tries to feed it across, but got broken up on a stick. Now it's turned over as Myers couldn't hang on. Perry with it here, waits on Bear to come out. Here comes Wallem now. Wallem coming in. Trying to feed it. The puck's in the air, grabbed and played now by Iron City. And here comes Knobloch as he grabbed it out of the air and see what he can do. Knobloch trying to get through the defense. Takes a look. He gets a block shot attempt here. And the puck's going to be picked up by the Distillers. Wallem trying to feed it out, but fresh off the bench, couldn't grab it, was Stevens. But he dumps it in the zone. Valentek on the pickup here. Goes across. Connects to Wallem. Wallem trying to get it out of the zone. Barrow pickup. Rolls out. Slarks with it here. Slarks coming in. Slarks comes, tries to feed, goes off the flipper of Silvis. Stevens trying to get it away. Masonoff comes back, feeds, but Stevens on the turnover here. Here comes Stevens, takes a shot, and it's held in the glove of Luke Richardson. All right, just past the halfway mark in the second period on the lone goal scored there by the captain, Kurt Schmidt. 4-1, Distillers With 9:41 off the face-off here, Lomo picks it up, feeds it around. Gratz lets it round out of the corner. Gratz on the green light here. He goes, and Masonoff takes his spot. He feeds it to Slark. Slark's looking in the slot, broken up on the shot there. I believe as Keller slowed down the effort there, and he's with the puck now. Here comes Keller up the ice, gets it through, and it's played. Dixon picks up. The get rid of done by Richardson. Couldn't get a shot on target. Keller slow to go to the bench there. Turned over by Lomo, feeds up to Masonoff. Masonoff trying to get through. Triple coverage on defense. Feeds the changing bench. And here's a chance now for 2-on-1 here as Gratz is back. Cunningham feeds over. And a shot just rolls over the shoulder into the safety netting. It was put on by, the shot put on by Corey Myers. Cell Forge playing a better game than last night, so picking one up here, and that's not enough. They're going to try to keep it going here. Off the face-off win from Schmidt to Forge. Kurt Schmidt trying to shove one in there. Good stop off the stick, and he picked up the rebound, but he got disposed of. Gratz picks up and feeds it up to Kucharski. Kucharski with it here with Thornton. Kucharski throws it back with a shot, and it comes in and out. Now it's gathered up. Thornton with it here. Back to Kucharski trying to feed it in, trying to stuff it in the corner as Silvis goes down. And good defensive effort there as Coulter comes up. Munger picks up here. Munger's going to try to pop one in there. Puts it on target. Silvis on the stop there as he finally reset. Face-off, glove side of Silvis in the defensive zone for Iron City. Bushbacher versus Cunningham. Bushbacher wins that with a shot. Hess couldn't connect. I think it caught on the heel there. Steele picks up, still trying to work it here. Kept in Derschel. Derschel with a shot. Bushbacher trying to stuff it in there. Tried to get it off the skate or the back of the leg there. Silvis, he was out. Summit City still with it here. Drews picks up, and he's got to race back to keep as he goes up against Knobloch. He does keep it in the zone, but it's going to be turned over and played now. Here comes Myers. He got the pass there fed from Coulter. Myers trying to feed it over. Poked out. Good stick there by Richardson. Hess throwing it up to Steele. Steele with it here. Bushbacher out wide. Picked up Hess. Hess looking. Takes a shot, and it's shut down by Silvis. Pouring the shots on to Summit City, but Silvis has come alive after the goal put up by the captain, Kurt Schmidt. He's trying to do what he needs to do in his end and see if his guys can cut the lead in half at the other end. Dixon versus Bushbacher on the drop, picked up. Well, it's still sitting there for the taking, anyone's puck, and it is Hess who gathers it up now. Hess over to Diener. Diener with it, sees an opening, sees a tie-up up front. Now Cody sees it. Diener trying to shove it in there, and Silvis shuts it down, but he can't cover it. Picked up by Hess. Cody Hess feeds it over, gives it over to Bruggeman. Bruggeman with a shot, looking for it! And it goes into the corner. Silvis on the initial stop. And the puck is going to be lopped up, goes through the feet of Hess, lopped out of the zone by the Forge. Hess with it here. Gives it over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher sees Wallem going in. Feeds it over to Hess, broken up by Knobloch. The puck's loose along the boards, into the corner now. Hess goes against Knobloch. Hess comes out with it. He's right up front trying to feed it. And a stoppage here. He does get the puck back, but it is cleared out of the zone for an icing against Iron City. But it goes on target, and it's played by Richardson. He throws it down ice, picked up Bushbacher. Broken up by Dixon, now turned over to Hess. And Kurt Schmidt picks up and feeds it to Dan Schmidt. Turned over, Diener with it here. Diener skates over the puck. He has to push it off the boards. Bushbacher can't get there. Here comes Kurt Schmidt. He's going to try to do it again. He's going in the corner, gets past Diener, feeds it up front, but it's stopped off the stick of Richardson. pushed out of the zone by Perry. Delosier feeds across to Coulter, and he gets it back. Delosier here with it now. Delosier's throwing it, and he hits Perry. Perry keeps it in. And the puck's going to be picked up Iron City, and Bushbacher keeps it in, but it finally comes out on a delayed offside as Diener puts it in, but it gives a chance for the Distillers to get the change. Trying to stretch it down ice. Myers does get it. It's broken up by Wallem for a second. Bear working to get it out, and he does. Here comes Jensen Bear. Bear with it. Delosier slows down the effort, but he gets it back. Now he sees it in his feet here, and it's shut down by Silvis. And we'll see a face-off his stick side in the Iron City Forge defensive zone with 5:26 remaining here in the second period, 4-1. As the Forge found their way in the back of the net against the Distillers. They've got a long haul to try to get it out of the zone here and try to put another one up. But the Distillers see themselves in the attacking zone, and they want to try to work to get another one in to answer for that goal. Bear on the drop, wins it back to Masonoff, gives it over to Trevis. Trevis with it here, feeds it, just goes through everybody, and it is Bear. Can't hang on to it in the feet. It rounds out to Gratz, feeds the corner, goes over to Masonoff. Masonoff feeds it, tight coverage to Bear. Bear's working with it, feeds it up to Gratz where there is some room a little bit. Oh, and he almost got taken by Knobloch, gave the green light to Gratz to come in. And they score, they pop it in. We'll see, the official standing there and he says no. It just took a bounce right on the goal line, but it may have just sat there. Silvis reached the glove out as he started to slide out, and he had left up a little bit of opening there. Last night on a good reach, Silvis believed that glove hand grew an inch, and it did there, or it came in handy right there. So good job by Cody Silvis to shut down goal number 5. All right, so here they go. Forge coming out. Broken up into the feet of Trevis, picked up by Slarks now from Trevis. Here comes Slarks. He's got Lomo going. Puck is, it's in play. Got stick met there. And it's cleared out of the zone, picked up center ice by Aaron Trevis. Trevis with it here. Feeds it over to Byron Lomo. Off the skate there, goes back out into the neutral zone, picked back up. BJ Lomo feeds over to Ian Masonoff. Masonoff looking with it. And it just pops out as Knobloch put the stick on Masonoff to get it out of the zone. Trevis here now with it. Slark's keeping it. Gets through Coulter. Delosier there picks up a loose puck in the slot here. Working to get it out. Cunningham has it here now. Cunningham feed it, but he either hit Gratz. He's trying to feed Coulter. He does battle Gratz back. Coulter picks up, clears it out, gives it over to Myers. Now it's going to be picked up and played by Knobloch. And a delayed offsides there by Iron City. 4-0-1 left here in the second period. 4-1 on the scoreboard here. Face-off just outside the attacking zone here for Iron City. Dixon on the drop here. Stevens on the reach, does eventually get it. Derschel trying to get a hold of it. And here's Dixon feeding Keller. Keller calling all the way up, and he scores. They had to work for that play there. And it wasn't solid, but it was a solid effort. They kept it alive. Keller finally gets it. Finds the opening as Richardson started to commit to the right. As he was driving in on the left. As he just got the puck, he puts it in, and they cut the lead in half. 4-2, Iron City. So they have the one-up goal here in the second period. On the drop, Dixon versus Munger. The puck comes back to Drews. Feeds over to Derschel. Summit City needs to answer here with a shot blocked by Head. Feeding it up. Drews with it here. Drews feeds it. It's a bouncer off the back of the net. Schmidt working on it. With a shot on the backhand going across. Picked up Keller. Keller off the just scoring here now with the puck, but it's broken back up. Dixon picks up here. Drews will come back up against Keller. Keller's pumped up here. He is battling against Derschel to get a hold of this puck. It's a bouncer, and it's going to be Stevens on the spoiler. Keeps it alive. Keller going up against Derschel. Derschel with the puck here. changes it up. Stevens putting the pressure on. Now the puck's loose into the corner. McKellar had gone to the bench. Hess now with it now at the 3-minute mark. And here he comes. Cody Hess with the puck, getting it out of the Summit City zone, bringing it across center ice. And it is pushed back out, and here's Dixon going up against Dershowitz, going after the puck into the corner. He has the puck, puts on the brakes, but he has nobody to pass to yet. Now they've set up as Summit City played tight coverage all over him. Smets pushed off the play, the puck's out of the zone. It hit Cunningham, so he slowed it down. Now Hess has it. Hess with a shot, blocked by Head up into the safety netting, and the face-off will be in the attacking zone. 2:19 left here in the second period. Iron City's come alive on that short bench. And they're making it happen here on their second day effort here in the playoffs. With the captain on the face-off, Kurt Schmidt opened the door on the unassisted goal and led to Keller's goal there. And that puts Iron City up with 2 goals. Shot off on the keep there by Bruggeman. Off the stick, rolls into the corner. Hess picks up the Bushbacher. Bushbacher's with the patience, try to lock one in on the backhand. He's still with the puck now behind goal line. He's going to hang on to it. Goes up front. And good look there by Valentek to turn around to stop the effort there. Myers takes a shot just across the blue line and tracked by Richardson on the stop there. Just under the 2-minute mark here with 1:51 remaining here in the second period. Face off in the Distillers defensive zone. On a late change denied here by the Distillers. Now we're ready for puck drop. Glove side of Richardson. It's going to be picked up. Schmidt feeds it back to Coulter. Shot comes off. The stop there by Richardson. Lozier feeding it back to Schmidt. Schmidt with a look here. Broken up there by Valentek. But the shot goes wide. Picked up by DeLozier. Now it's covered. Richardson working there as they put the heat on. We saw that last night, and we saw that today. When it gets under that 2-minute mark, the Forge come alive. And after scoring 2 goals in this period, if this works for them, they can bring it down within 1. So Schmidt versus Bear is going to be picked up by Gratz for the Distillers. Looking to try to get rid of it. But it is picked up by Forge. Kurt Schmidt with the puck. Throwing it into the mix. Coming back with it. It's under the feet. Schmidt just keeps getting the puck. And he's going to leg it out now as he's worked to keep it, but he puts a hit on Gratz to try to slow it down. Now it's going to be picked up Myers. Loses it on the backhand. Bear with it now. Cunningham spoils his effort here, and it's off the safety netting. And the face-off will stay with 1:03 remaining here in the second in the Summit City's defensive zone. Keller having a conversation with Mike Parrington, the head referee. Off the face-off, Cunningham picks up for Iron City at the 1-minute mark. Taking a look with the puck here, trying to just put it on target, just rolls off the pads of Richardson, ends up in the corner. Picked up by Trevis, feeding it out. And it's a bouncer turned over to Ford. Picked up Trevis. Goes across. Connects to Gratz. Gratz with a shot. Saved by Silva into the corner. Now picked up by Thornton. Thornton trying to feed it there. Ford there to spoil it. But it's going to be picked up. Gratz. He's going to try this again. On a wrister this time, and it's blocked. And it comes out. Bear picks it up into the neutral zone. Jensen Bear draws back Keller. Leaves him back into the Now into the neutral. Here comes Bear. Bear with a shot. Into the pads. Out it comes. Searching for it. Silvas has it. Just didn't know it. He tracked it out to his right, but he had it in the pads. It went out of reach, but it just spun back into the safety there of his pads. He shuts down another attempt put on by Summit City. They scored early in the second period here, and they've got 2 unanswered put on them, and Silvas is, like I said, he's just doing his part here, and it's showing. Off the face-off, Forge get it out. It's going to be picked up now. It was a high stick on Knoblich, but it was washed as it was picked up by Slarks. Now picked up to Gratz. Gratz lops it into the corner, and that will do it for the end of the period here. So the period, if you go by periods, was won by Iron City. They picked up 2-1 against the Distillers. So now it's some real coaching in that locker room now. It's not a give me for anybody here. So this will be interesting to see how this third period starts and plays out. So good effort put on by Iron City to bring it, to cut the lead in half, 4-2. Well, that will do it for us for the second period. We'll be back for the beginning of the third period and give you some highlights there. You're watching Summit City Distillers here in Fort Wayne on YouTube. We'll be right back. All right, getting ready for third period action. Second period was a beauty for the Iron City Ford. So shots in that period were 24-15 in favor of the Distillers. They had 24-7 in the first period, but off those 15 shots, it was the Forge who made the best of it. And in that period, Phil Buschbacher started out getting his 18th of the season, second of the playoffs, assisted by Zach Steele and Bryce Derschel. And that coming in at 17:58. Actually 2 minutes and 2 seconds of the second period. But it was Cody Silvas who played very good goaltending to keep any more popped in. A lot of threats put on off those 24 shots by the Distillers. But finally, opening it up was Kurt Schmidt. Gets his first of the playoffs, 12th of the season. And it was unassisted, and that coming in at 9 minutes and 2 seconds of the second period. But that wasn't enough. It was a battle, bringing it up ice. Michael Keller picks up the pass from Isaac Stevens. Gets his first of the playoffs, 13th overall in the season. And they cut the lead in half, picking up that goal at 16 minutes and 7 seconds of the second period. And that's where we stand, 4-2 here. And we see Iron City taking to the ice to get ready for third period action. And now out on the ice are your Summit City Distillers. And this third period will probably heat up. Only one penalty called in this entire game so far. It was a boarding from Kurt Schmidt. And that was just 25 seconds into the first period. And that's it there. They're just playing hockey out here. So in that first period, it was all the Distillers. Josh Kucharski picks up a goal assisted by Phil Buschbacher. Cody Hess picks up his fourth of the weekend here, fourth of the series, 33 overall. Darren Travis with the assist and Brandon Gratz on the help as well. Then Phil Buschbacher picks up a goal, his first of the playoffs, 17th overall. Cody Hess and Brock Drews on the assist. Of course, Phil picked up his second of the playoffs, 18th overall in the season, and that was some help from Zach Steele and Bryce Derschel. So this is going to be an interesting third period, and we'll see if the momentum that the Forge has put on with the two unanswered here will carry into the third, or if we see Summit City turn back on what they've done in the first period and overall through the weekend. So as each period goes by, it took 5 periods for Iron City to put one up. And if they are on the momentum of improvement, here we are. 20 minutes on the clock, fresh sheet of ice, puck dropping. It's going to be won by the Forge. Coulter on the pickup here. Gratz comes back to feed it. He does over to Hess. Hess with it. Puck comes all the way down. Buschbacher gets a hit. Steele trying to take it away. Myers has to leg it out to pick it up, and he does. Feeds it across. Connects to Kurt Schmidt. Schmidt with a shot, and it's held on by Richardson as he goes down trying to get around Gratz. Face-off's going to be stick side of Richardson. Buschbacher wins it back over to Gratz. Gratz in control. He's tried to stretch, but it's going to be intercepted with a look. The pass there is picked up by Myers over to Kurt Schmidt. Takes a shot, goes in, ends up in the corner, but they're battling on it now. Speaking of battlers, I believe the Mobsters pick up a victory, 9-5 over the Battlers. Toledo picks up their win there. Coming all the way back to pick up the puck is Delosier. Steele with the heat along with Hess. Hess gets the intercept. Touches up there, but Buschbacher with it here. Goes across. Derschel on the keep. Derschel comes up. Steele takes his spot. Hess with it here. Hess in control. Feeds Derschel. Derschel with a shot. Block goes up front. In the slot. Splits the D. Comes back into the Summit City zone. Richardson touches it up for Derschel. Derschel can't get it out as Keller put the stick on it. Keller can't keep it into the zone. Well, he does. Just picks it up on the blue line. Here's a chance for Iron City. Dixon with a shot in the glove, shut down. It was starting to sail out wide, but Richardson shuts down the effort there. See a face-off in the Summit City zone. And the defensive zone, face-off glove side of Richardson. Bear on the drop against Dixon. It's won by Forge. Can't keep it in. Wallem trying to go after it, but Head gets back, feeds it, almost turned over. And the net is off as Head and Wallem connect, and we see Gil Head slow to get up here. And going to be attended to here. He's up on his knees, so take all the time you need, buddy. Want to see you back in the action here. So while I'm in the penalty box from that, we see Head getting some help off the ice here. And heading back to the bench. All right, face-off will be in the Distillers zone here. Man advantage for the Forge. And see if they can take advantage of it here. On the face-off win by Iron City on the keep. Dixon keeps it in, wraps it around. Dan Schmidt going after it. Schmidt working on it. Dixon's waiting on it. He picks up. Dixon with it. Keller fed him, and it's going to be popped out and played by Bushbacher, and he's on the break here. Cunningham all over him. Bushbacher on the shorthander, feeds it across to Hess. Couldn't connect. Hess still has the puck, though. Turned back over, and it is touched up. Cunningham throws it back around. Dixon will go after it. Now Keller with it here. Working off the wall. Oh, Hess takes it away. Here he goes, taking a look. He's going to go backhand over to Bushbacher. Bushbacher waits on it. He picks up a shorthanded goal! Sal Bushbacher and Hess keeping the heat on a shorthander. They take advantage there. Keller with the puck there had coughed it up there against Hess. Gave a chance. Phil came back up far side and picked up the pass from Hess. That coming in at 2 minutes and 42 seconds of the third period. Still a minute 9 on the power play for Forge, and they win the face-off here. Dixon draws it back. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham feeds up. Over to Keller. Keller loses it as he looked in. Gets it taken away by Slark. Slark's with it. Feeds it across over to Lomo. Goes in and out of the stick of Lomo, but it recovers. And another penalty coming here. As Slarks and Keller are connected there. Slarks ended up in the net. Keller heading into the penalty box. So some 4-on-4 action for 49 seconds, and it'll be a power play for Summit City. It's all said and done. All right, here we are. Face off in the attacking zone. stick side. Cody Silvis on the drop. He's still kind of loose, picked up now. Thornton with a look. Or Perry with a look, I mean. Knobloch picks it up on an attempt. The shot, the stick is still out of the hands of Silvis, but it's picked up by Iron City. They try to get it out. It's going to be kept in by Gratz. Gratz feeds it over to Perry. Perry picks it back up. As Knobloch spoiled, now Knobloch has the puck here. Here he is coming up the ice, got the speed. Cannot get it in. Coulter with the puck, feeds it back. Over to Ford. Ford feeds it to Knobloch. Knobloch can't hang on, and he loses it. Albert skates over it. But Perry on the pickup here. Heavy on the right side there. Oh, and it's picked up momentarily there by Trevis. Now it's going to be Gratz feeds it. Now a power play. Trevis on the shot, blocked by Knobloch. Knobloch tried to get it out past Trevis. Now here he goes. He's got some room. He's got Ford with him. Shots blocked by Wallem. Second effort. Was a save there by Richardson. Picked up there. He came to get it. Jensen Bear with the puck and an offsides as Wallem got across the line before Bear could get it in. 50 seconds still on the power play here for Summit City, and they will face off just outside of the attacking zone. 15:48 on the clock. 5-2, the Distillers. Bushbacher versus Cunningham. Face off, one back. Split the D's, picked up Steele. Masonoff picks up, tried to connect there with Drew. Drew just pushed it in the zone. And down the ice it goes. On target, in for in. Stopped by Richardson, picked up by Masonoff. Ford putting the pressure on. Puck's dropped back. Drews looks for it, has it now. Off the boards, goes to Steele. Steele goes out of reach. Picked up by Cunningham, he gets rid of it. On a high stick, touched up by Bushbacher here. Face off in the Summit City zone. Still 14 seconds left here on Keller's penalty here. Face off glove side of Luke Richardson. Phil Bushbacher versus Kurt Schmidt. Schmidt on the drop, and it's played up. Off the face there by Richardson. Steele to Hess. Hess with it here. Hess going in. Hess still with it. Feeds it to Bushbacher. Back to Hess. Hess to Bushbacher. Almost taken away there by Schmidt. Here's Hess with it. With a shot across from Slarks. Comes out. Picked up Masonoff. Back to full strength. Masonoff puts it up ice. Steele couldn't get out in time. Schmidt picks up the puck here. Kurt Schmidt working on it. Going to be picked up Hess. Turned over now. Played by Coulter. Coulter with it. And he feeds it up to Kurt Schmidt. Here comes Kurt Schmidt now with the puck. On the reach, he had to gather it back up. Hit the side of the net. Richardson on the cover here. It's a tie-up right here. Everyone had to kind of stop right where the puck was on the pipe there. You see a face-off in the Summit City zone. This time stick side of Luke Richardson. Dixon versus Bear on the puck drop. Picked up Derschel against Keller. Derschel now with the puck here. He's looking up. Connects up to Wallem. Goes in and out of the stick. Ford will gather it up now in the defensive zone for Iron City. Goes across. Off the boards. And here comes Dixon. Takes a hit, but the puck now comes back. Keller's got to leg it out. Going up against Derschel. Bear picks up the pass from Derschel. Broken up by Knobloch on the intended pass to Wallem. Getting it out is Drews. Gets it fed up to Perry. Perry's got to leg it out. And searching for it. Dan Schmidt, he does get the shot off, Perry does. Goes across the paint there. Picked up Knobloch. He gets it out of the zone. Dixon will try to go up and puts a hit on Derschel, but Derschel hangs on to the puck. Keller spoils. Goes into the corner to go after the puck. He popped out. He's underneath of it. Now it's going to be picked up, played by Lomo. Lomo feeds it across right in front of the bench. Down it goes. Delosier with it here. Masonoff putting the heat on. It's fed around. Lomo comes in and picks it up. Lomo's double teamed by Delosier and Dixon. Picked up Slarks. Slarks goes across. Picked up by Valentic. Valentic caught in the feet. Here comes Knoblik. Knoblik alone. He's got a three-man effort. Tries to get a shot there, and it's going to be picked up. Oh, with a chance here. Good stop there by Masonoff. Nonetheless, Schmidt gets a shot, goes wide. Puck's loose. He picks it up, trying to feed it. Here comes another shot, and they score. So I believe Knoblik had picked up the goal there. He picked up the pucks. It came out to him, and he fired it on target. And he finds one through the effort of Luke Richardson. And they bring it back within two. So Knoblik's goal there comes in. 7 minutes and 13 seconds here in the third period. And Hunter Knoblik finds the back of the net for the effort of the Forge. Face off center ice. Schmidt versus Munger, picked up and played by Ford over to Myers. Pass down to Schmidt in the feet, turns over, picked up. Here we go. Taking a shot, but it was broken up there off the effort of Kucharski, kept in. Trevis with it. Shot and a save out, it's out front, it's the battle still. Oh, Kucharski couldn't pick it up, came out of the stick as Ford was put pressure on him. Gratz with it here, feeds over to Kucharski. Kucharski to Gratz. Gratz tries to one-time it in, it's broken up. Thornton with it here. Thornton throws it back into the corner. Coming out was Munger. It's going to be kept in Trevis. Trevis feeds, goes off the stick of Kucharski. Munger tightening up the crease there, breaks up the pass there to clear it out. Gratz gathers it up. Now the puck's loose. Picked up Thornton. Thornton just keeps it in the zone. Comes off the board. It's going to be covered by Silvis as Munger was putting the pressure on. 11:52 here left in the third period. 5-3 Summit City. And the Forge has found the back of the net 3 times here. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. On the drop, Bushbacher with the shot, comes off the pads, tied up. Good tie up there by Head. He's back in the action there, good for him. Dixon sees the pass when he goes wide. Picked up by Drews. Drews throws it around, Dershel with it. He hits the side of the net, Dershel does. Knoblik putting the pressure on. Dixon with a wind up there, picking it up in the slap, but a swing and a miss. Delosier's coming back against Steele, but it's going to be picked up. Silvis almost taken away. Hess coming up now, trying to answer, trying to feed. Oh, gets it off the pads in there. Steele was at the back door there. Keller was trying to spoil the effort against Drew. Picked up Dershel, block shot. He gets the rebound. Dershel on the wrister, goes over to Bushbacher, takes a shot and shut down on that good hot glove of Silvis. Gets Bushbacher right on goal line. All right, 11:06 here left in the third. Face off in the defensive zone for Iron City. Kurt Schmidt versus Cody Hess. Glove side, Cody Silvis. On the puck drop, it's going to be Forge comes out with it, feeding along the boards, trying to leg it out. It was Myers, but Dershel going back. Cunningham putting the pressure on. Gets the pass across and launches up ice and turned over by Kurt Schmidt. Derschel's getting back. Comes back underneath, gets the puck. Feeds up the steal, up to Hess. Hess here with it now. Hess trying to get around. Hess goes right in the paint. Picked up Dershel. Dershel with a shot. And it's sticked up into the safety netting here. We'll see a face-off stick side of Silvis. Kurt Schmidt versus Jensen Bear on the face-off, tied up. puck's picked up in an attempt there, but blocked. Bruggeman picks it up here. He goes down. Schmidt picks it up here. Dan Schmidt. He goes up against Wallem. Ford trying to get it out. It's going to be picked up by Perry. Perry backhands it back into the corner. Now picked up Bear. Bear trying to feed it. Sticks were met. It's playable off the boards. Bruggeman goes on the hit, gets through Myers. Now all alone is Bear, and he gets a shot, but it is shut down by Cody Silvas. And some action going on here as Myers and Bruggeman's going at it. Got action in the corner. Bruggeman laying the hits on against Myers here. Myers never returned any punches there. So Trey Bruggeman heading into the penalty box here. Having a conference here in the scoring circle here to see if they bring Myers in, but Myers didn't, what I could see, it didn't look like he threw any punches. It was all Trey Bruggeman here, so. Now the officials are talking with Myers. So they put Corey Myers in the box as well. He was trying to plead his case. He wasn't. Might have got one in there as it initially started, but we did see last night in the fight, he put himself in the box and they brought him out. This time he must have felt guilty last night, and this time he feels like he didn't partake in any of that, which I didn't see much as the crowd gathered. All this occurring right near the halfway mark. 9 minutes and 48 seconds was the stoppage there. 5-minute put up against Bruggeman. All right. Face off in the Summit City zone. See what side they choose. And they go stick side of Luke Richardson. Dan Schmidt up against Spencer Munger. Puck is cleared out of the zone. Cunningham will pick it up and retreat back into the Forge defensive zone. Hess putting the pressure on against Cunningham. Throws it back into the corner. Picked up Keller. Keller with it. Drops it back to Knoblich. Knoblich can't get it out, but he does reach and get it out before Hess can get to it. Knoblich now carrying the puck. Throws it up front, and it's cleared out, but no, it's kept in by Keller. Keller goes over to Dixon. Dixon feeds a slot. Knoblich on a one-timer, swing and a miss, picked up Bushbacher. Gets through Dixon. Keller will pick it up back. Keller picks it up, drops it to Knoblich. Keller has to come back. It's a soft pass to him. Derschel takes it away, feeds Bushbacher. Schmidt there, Dan trying to break it up. Dan puts the hit on Bushbacher, Dixon on the keep. Dixon with it here, he's on a post. Tries to get it through, but on the bounce off the skate there. Richardson shuts it down, goes off the skate of Gratz, but he was almost on top of the face-off circle as they took the shot there. And it just put enough spin once it hit the ice. It took a crazy bounce. Richardson stayed with it, but Brad stuck the skate out there to stop it and created a wild puck there. None his fault. It's just the way it ended up there. Picked up Derschel. Derschel launches it down ice. Coulter slows it down. Slark's coming back. Around it goes. Dixon will pick up, but Slark's just got momentum, so he's going to, well, he hangs on to it. Carrying it in, Dixon gets around Gratz, drops it back to Keller. Keller feeding, goes behind the net, picked up, trying to feed it. And stoppage of play here. His action was brewing up from the left upright. Still 3:26 remaining on the power play for the Forge, if I didn't mention it. About that 5 minute for Bruggeman. Picked up Keller with a look. Keller with a shot on the screen, but he shut it down. It was Delosier, and picked up and cleared down ice. Stopped by Silvis. And he leaves it for Coulter. Coulter with it here. He drops it over to Kurt Schmidt. Kurt Schmidt trying to make his way around, still with the puck. Almost Brock Drews almost shut down there. Do manage to get it out, and it's slow-mo back into the Forge zone, picked up by Dixon. Still a lot of time left. 2:48 for Iron City on the man advantage. On the pass here, going to be picked up, played by Cunningham. Cunningham up against Bear. Gets pushed on to the bench there of the Distillers, but still possession is Iron City. Cunningham looking for it here. Derschel picks up. Oh, and he couldn't feed it out. It was turned over. Now tied the ball in the corner. Trying to tie it up, Drews. Launches it down, feeds it to Knoblich, goes in and out of his stick, connects with Kurt Schmidt, tries to go to Keller. Knoblich's going to try to keep it. He picks it up into the neutral. Gets it through Wallem, connects with Cunningham. Cunningham feeds it over to Keller. Keller trying to hang on to it. It's a spinner. Oh, on a clear there, was blocked by Cunningham. And now it goes all the way down, back into the Forge zone. Just under 2 minutes now to play on the penalty kill for Summit City. Knoblich picks up, got the reach against Phil, comes in. Waiting on the help, goes across, connects to Cunningham. Cunningham goes in and out of the stick. Coulter on the pickup. Coulter with it, throws it back into the corner. It's picked up Knoblich. Knoblich with it here, drops it. Might be a give and go here. Let's see. Feed the point. Oh, could not hang on to it. Was Coulter, and he's got to chase it out. Still have a minute 20 of power play. Ford still with it. Picking it up is Kurt Schmidt. Take a shot. Gets a piece of it, I believe, off Diener, so it went up high. Coulter feeds. Knoblich with a shot, held on by Richardson. He's making sure that he's got it. Took a point blank there right mid-slot. So Hunter Knoblich trying to find another one this afternoon. 6:16 left here in the third period. 5-3 Distillers. A minute 4 on man advantage for the Forge. Masonoff versus Knoblich. Caught in the feet of Masonoff. He comes out with it. Pokes it up, splits the D, and he's going to go after it as Cunningham lets it go. Played by Silvis. Silvis with it. He feeds it over to Coulter. Coulter with it here. Goes to Knoblich. And it's turned over, put back in the zone. Slark's going after this up against Cunningham, and he beats him. Cunningham tries to slow him down. Slark's with it. Up front, Cunningham feeds the corner. Delosier throws it around. Knoblich will pick this up, going up against Slark. Oh, he goes on a pass, turns it over to Masonoff. Masonoff trying to feed Slark. Slark gets it tucked into the corner. Cunningham behind the net with it. And he gives it up to Knoblich. Knoblich here with it. Hunter Knoblich carrying it up. He gets around. Trevis with a shot. And hits the glove blocker of Richardson. Puts it up into the ceiling. Out of play. And the face-off will be stick side of Luke Richardson in the Summit City zone. 5:23 remaining in the period. 11 seconds on the penalty kill for Summit City. Face-off won by Hess to Derschel. He's double-teamed. The puck comes out into the hands of Myers. Tied up Derschel. And Myers in the skate. Digging it out. Will be Dixon. Schmidt trying to feed Keller. Keller's going to come in and try to get a hold of it. Schmidt gets it, but it's in the neutral zone. He puts it in on the delayed off. Myers skating in hard to go after the puck. Touched up by Richardson. Fed around. Picked up now from Drews to Hess. And here they come back on the full strength effort here. And a shot block goes high, but snatched out of the air. It's Cody Silvas. And he'll see a face off his stick side in the defensive zone for Iron City. Kurt Schmidt up against Phil Bushbacher on the face-off, and it is picked up and cleared out by Ford. Picked up Derschel on the backhand, feeds the corner, got through Steele. Dan Schmidt working on dislodging it. Zach Steele with it here. Steele feeds over to Hess. Hess with it, creating space. Gets the pass to Bushbacher, give and go, and it is right there in the paint, shut down by Silvas. Schmidt comes across to make sure nothing comes out, and it's a tanglement right here. Schmidt and Steele go at it. And they're still connecting, and there's the whistle, so they're both going out. So Dan Schmidt and Zach Steele looks like they'll be taking a break. We'll see. Now they leave it go. All right. So Iron City takes a timeout here. The referee was putting personnel back on, and they decided to take that timeout. So the goal scored so far in the third period would be Phil Bushbacher, picking up a hat trick here tonight. Cody Hess on the assist. Phil Bushbacher's third of the series. And Thomas Ford picking up the goal. And he had some help from Kurt Schmidt and Corey Myers. So it's still a 2-goal differential here. A lot of time still left. Just under a quarter left to play here in the third period. So a lot of time on the clock. Face-off will be in the Summit City zone. Or in the Iron City zone. Both are cities. Get confused. No confusion on the ice. Both teams have come alive here. Good effort put on by Iron City. They found back in the net 3 times here. And they're looking for more. Off the face-off, it's going to be Steele pushed on the boards, picked up by Iron City, caught into the feet of Drew. And fed out, picked up in the slot, picked up Knoblich. He's feeding over to Keller, goes in and out of his stick, picked up by Richardson. Keller goes down as he went up against Derschel. The puck was turned over Knoblich on a stick save there, or a block shot, picked up Hess. Now it's going to be turned back over. Bushbacher trying to take it away. Hess finds the puck against Coulter, trying to feed it. Coulter's going to come in against Hess. Hess almost picked the puck back up, but loses his stick. Derschel on the keep. Grabbed out of the air on the attempt there. Knoblich can't hang on to it. Drews goes back. Knoblich tries to feed, but Derschel on the intercepts. Keller couldn't get there in time. The pass connects to Cody Hess. Here he goes. Hess goes up, rounds out, picked up Bushbacher with a shot as he picked that up from Steele on the pass from Hess. The puck gets kept in by Gratz. Gratz with a shot, but it's blocked by Keller's stick. Puts it in the corner. Picked up Hess. Hess now with it. Goes back behind Bushbacher. Schmidt clears it out. And it's a bouncer. Trebas going after it. Goes up against Cunningham. He's got him opposition here, but the puck's underneath Cunningham. He doesn't know it. And then it's going to be kept in Dixon with it. Dixon's trying to work through, trying to make best with what he could. Cunningham feeds it over to Keller. Keller with it now. Picked up Cunningham with a shot, and it's held on by Richardson. Good setup there by Forge, taking advantage of the puck back into the corner there. 2:43 remaining. Well, Richardson on the shutdown there. Gets the face-off here in the Summit City zone. Bear versus Kurt Schmidt. Schmidt wins the battle there and takes it easy, but he left 80% behind. Boy, he wants that back. He has the puck, but he's tangled. Dixon on the pickup here, but it's going to be Head that keeps it. Kurt Schmidt now has got some room, and he feeds it instead of taking the shot. And a shot, and the pad's out. Picked up Derschel. Turned over Dixon. Looking for it is Myers. Takes a shot across, but it's blocked. Now it's out front Derschel, or it's behind now in the corner. Derschel picks up. And the pass now, Derschel basically passes to himself. Gets in, almost broken up there by Ford. Comes all the way in, trying to poke it in is Bear. Bear with it now behind goal line. He's looking. It's broken up here by Ford. Feeds it around to the corner. Going after it is would be Head, and back it goes. Ford's picking it up in the corner as Jensen Bear comes to put the pressure on. Down the ice it goes. Try to fire it down. Couldn't get much on it. Diener on the pickup, but it is now picked up by Kurt Schmidt. Schmidt with it here. Feeds it across. Carried in by Head. Head dumps it into the corner. Shut down by Richardson. Richardson leaves it sit for Gratz. Gratz now feeds it up to Jensen Bear. Bear with it. He looks up ice. See Masonoff take off. Connects. Masonoff feeding it. Oh, it's broken up there as Perry was coming in. Knobloch picks up, trying to get it going, and it just sips out of the attacking zone. Bushbacher will pick up the puck, though, as it's now in his hands. A shot in and out of the glove, ends up into the corner. Picked up Keller. Keller feeds it back. Now we're down under 1 minute. Coulter couldn't hang on. Bushbacher with it here. Feeds it to Slarks. Slarks gets a shot there, and it's in the safety netting. Face-off will be in the Ford's defensive zone. 52 seconds remaining. 5-3 in favor of Summit City. Face-off will go glove side of Cody Silvas, who has seen a lot of shots in this series so far. Bushbacher going up against Kurt Schmidt. Kurt Schmidt comes out with it, but he's got to work for it. Keller gets a hold of it, but he's pushed down by Gratz. Drawn back by Slarks into the Summit City zone. 44 seconds remaining. Slarks spins around, connects to Gratz. It comes to Trevis. Trevis with it here now. Trevis getting some action there from Keller. Gets the pass over to Slarks. Slarks in. Gives it up to Bushbacher. Bushbacher in the corner. Goes up front on an attempt there by Masonoff. Right there. Stopped by Silvas. Now it's going to be picked up. Well, it's turned over. Put back into the attack here. Picked up by Slarks. Back into the neutral zone. Feeds it back to Gratz. Gratz with it here. 10 seconds remaining now here in the third period. Game 2. Round 1. Around it goes. It's going to be picked up Slarks, going down to 3. Just a couple of seconds now here. Goes through the stick of Gratz, and that'll do it. So Summit City comes out strong up against the Iron City Forge, and Iron City played an incredible game, won that second period, put another one up in the third, but it just wasn't enough because there were some goals there. With the answer, the one goal there scored in the third. And that did it for the Summit City Distillers, and they come out victorious and they move on. And they end the season here for Iron City Forge. But what an effort put on by the Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania team. Iron sharpened iron. It's a perfect name for them. And they played well here in the second game here. And got the Distillers to step up their game. And And here's the best part, the handshake. And thank your opponent for a strong battle. Say this over and over, there's no enemies in hockey, just good, strong players. Some will push your buttons, but that's expected. You can't just come out and just have a nice little Sunday skate. You got to play, and both teams did, and what an effort put on. Just thanking that team for putting on a good battle here. Good game. We see Cody Hess there cheering to the fans here. What an effort. And that will do it for us here. We'd like to thank everybody who's been a part of this inaugural season for the Summit City Distillers. I'd like to thank the sponsors, Complete Health, the Culture Gym, Edwin Co., Element Energy, Kickin' Country, the EMS Group, and the Wendell Doctor. Congratulations to head coach Nick Graham, associate head coach Chris Hoy, assistant coach Nate Metz, goaltending coach Joey Rutherford, equipment manager Chad Mudrack, and assistant general manager Ed Hoanek. I'm Bryce Ryder, and we thank you for tuning in and watching today's game, watching the Summit City Distillers handle this first round here, picking up the sweep here this weekend. And what an effort put on by the Iron City Forge. They came out, played tough. I'd like to thank all of them for coming down that long trip. I want to thank head coach Chris Cunningham and general manager Matt Delosier for putting this team together and coming up here and battling against the Summit City Distillers. Congratulations again to Summit City. And that will do it for us here. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see Summit City head up to the Western Michigan Sentinels. I believe it is I got to check the date on that. And I'll check the site there and see what you can find for that game coming up. And that has to be, once this is official, we will see that game on, I believe, it'll be April 26th at 7:30 p.m., so keep an eye on it. And we will be cheering on the Summit City Distillers. Congratulations once again, and we thank Iron City Forge for coming down on that long trip and putting on a good show for all of us to watch. So all of us here, we want to thank you, and part of the American Premier Hockey League. That will do it for us. Wherever you go this afternoon, this evening, drive safe because someone out there loves you, and that's our show, and we hope you liked it.